Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot. My name is Ariel, and I will be doing your general reading for August 2019. I'm going to be doing both your astrological and your tarot reading, as well as some different cards I'll be pulling. This is a general reading. It will not resonate for every single Cancer on the planet. So if the messages resonate for you, those are definitely meant for you. If they do not resonate, throw them out. They're not meant for you, they're for another Cancer. Also be aware that this will be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So if you have your Venus sign or Moon or Rising in another sign, feel free to check out those videos as well. This is a brand new channel, so please, if you enjoy the content, do hit subscribe, click like, and give it a dragon claw up. And let's get going with your reading. So let's check out the month of August for you, Cancer. So last month in July, that was a really big one. Lots of planets in your sign moving ahead. We had a Mercury retrograde, big lunar eclipse in Capricorn. So there was a lot of energy flying around you. You and the other cardinal signs with Capricorn, Libra, and Aries, all four of those have been really hit a lot with these lunar and solar eclipses, and you and Capricorn in particular, because you just had that new moon last month, new moon, new moon solar eclipse, and then you had the full moon lunar, so those were definitely hitting you. Definitely brought up some interesting things, I'm sure, and we'll see even more when we get into the tarot reading. But this month, Cancer, here's your general chart for the month. You're having so much Leo, because we start out the month of August with a huge bunch of planets moving through in Leo. Sun, Moon, Venus, and it's going to get even more because Mars is going to be in Leo. Then when Mercury is going direct now, it's going to be in Leo, so lots of Leo energy. Thankfully, we are out of our Mercury retrograde. That ends on the first day of August, so we're coming in with a lot of new energy, which is really good. We're also going to hit a big full moon in Aquarius on August 15th, and on that same day, that's when Mercury leaves what's called its shadow point, so it gets back to the degree it was in when it went retrograde, and that really lifts that extra layer of fog, because many people will say, I still feel like the Mercury retrograde is gone, I still feel kind of mentally cloudy, and communication is still kind of funny. That's because we're still traveling through till it gets to that point. So I would say for you, Cancer, this is a month that has a lot to do with the energy of Taurus and of Leo. So it's very interesting to me. It's about your security center. It's about security consciousness. It's about material resources. It's definitely about money. It's always about finance and how you balance that. So this could definitely be a month, Cancer, where you feel all of those elements coming up. Doesn't feel really like a negative thing to me, but it definitely feels like a review. Because it also has that Leo energy moving through, and it's a combination of all those signs. I would also say that this deals with your sense of generosity with your money. Cancer and Capricorn do tend to be a little more careful with their money, but when they love somebody, when their heart is activated and involved, and Leo is definitely a heart-ruled sign, you can spend and give really freely, sometimes a little too freely. So this could be a time of the year where you really start to focus on, okay, how much am I giving? How much am I keeping for myself? What should I be doing to balance that out a little bit better? So definitely think about, what you would like to do, financially to balance your energy there, Cancer. That full moon that's coming up, like I said, on August 15th, that's going to be in the sign of Aquarius, and that hits that 8th house for you. So that's the Scorpio house, and that, interestingly enough, deals with other people's money, whereas the second house is your money, so you're going to be thinking about that as well. That could definitely come up. This may also signal some freedom if you have felt kind of trapped in a situation due to financial obligation or somebody else's money. that could definitely come up. So be aware of that. It will be a strong full moon, but it will be very positive, because Aquarian energy is always about liberation and freeing you from some aspect of yourself. So let's go ahead and jump into some cards here, Cancer. I'm going to pull a dragon from one of my favorite, what a surprise, one of my favorite decks, the Dragon Oracle cards. And I'm just going to ask and see which of our dragons wants to come play with you today. Okay, Royal Blue and Gold Dragon strengthens you to stand in your power with wisdom. Awaken to your own majesty. So that's a beautiful card. That really, for me, that tells me that this is, you know, standing strong in your own energy, kind of recognizing the nobleness about yourself, your confidence getting stronger, not being afraid to stand in that. And I think that that's really beautiful, because Leo, to me, is a very royal, the king or the queen, you know, it's very royal. Definitely has that star power. And so when that's put into that second house, which is very much about material manifesting, it's like, yeah, manifest yourself a little bit higher up there, Cancer. Don't put yourself down. Don't you know, put yourself in a block where you feel like you're less than. You're just as worthy as anyone else. So that's a very important lesson from that dragon. Now I'm going to pull a spirit animal card and see which one of these critters wants to come out and talk to you this month for August 2019. Oh, wow. Cancer, look at that. There was just talking about the lion and the royalty of the lion. Look at that lion spirit came out for you. Be generous of spirit. And so this is a very good message for you right now, because like I said, if the financial and the material generosity is not possible, or maybe you've been giving a little bit too much that way, this is saying be generous with your spirit, because the things that are always the most important, of course, are the gifts of time, of love, of energy given to somebody. Those are the things that are very lasting, whereas, you know, financial gifts or material gifts can come and go. What a beautiful card to get. I love that for you, Cancer. So yes, definitely. This is about embracing that royalty of yourself, of being, you know, strong, of being, you know, proud of your accomplishments, of not feeling like you have to, you know, downplay what you're about. So if you've especially been feeling downhearted, or you've been feeling kind of negative about some aspect or several aspects of your life, this is saying, get that chin up. Embrace some of that Leo energy, some of that fire, some of that regal, you know, here I am, and, you know, having, you know, not being egotistical about it, but just having some healthy pride in yourself. And now I'm going to pull a card from the Moon Oracle, and I'm going to see what comes up. I'm very curious, because we had that big lunar eclipse, that full moon that was very intense for you guys last month, and that progression, the energy that comes from that is lasting. It lasts for 6 months. We're having another pair of eclipses in December. Once we come to the winter, we still have summer solstice, winter solstice. So let's see where you are at in the you know, progression for that full moon eclipse energy for this month. Okay, your commitment is being tested. So here's that first quarter moon, yeah. And so this to me again is like telling you, that you've got to commit to yourself. You've got to, not be down on yourself, because this is a growing energy, that first quarter. So it's like you're beginning a cycle, you're beginning a phase. It's in a way you're kind of halfway there, and that makes a lot of sense too, Cancer, because with you're very connected to the moon. That's your ruling planet. And so when you have that come up, it's saying that, we are halfway there, because we started this year with those eclipses in Cancer and Capricorn. We hit the middle of the year in Cancer, Capricorn again. So you're kind of halfway through that energy. So there's 6 more months to go. And of course, then after that, there'll be another 6 months to see how that all plays out. But right now, you're kind of halfway in some major, project or theme of your life. And so to me, with that coming up, it's saying, don't give up while you're ahead. Don't give up while you're ahead, Cancer. That's coming through very strong. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the tarot and see what comes up on a deeper level for you, Cancer, for the entire month. Dear archangels, dear Mother Mary, Lord Jesus, Lord Buddha, Kuan Yin, Saint Therese, all angels and higher beings of light, helpers and healers, come be around the sun sign of Cancer. And let's see what comes up for the sun sign of Cancer, Moon, Venus, and Rising, as well for the month of August in the year 2019. Alright, Cancer, so wow, very interesting. You're definitely coming from a place where you have felt that kind of outcast sort of sense. But I believe you're coming out of that now, because here's that 3 of Pentacles, so there's definitely a building energy. Whereas before you felt kind of left out, what modified that is you kind of realized, no, I actually am a really integral part of whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm in, whatever group I'm part of. Because this is that feeling of being left out in the cold, but that's really kind of an illusion, because you're able to walk around the side and get in that door, and that light is in there. You can access that, and I think that this lunar eclipse, full moon, definitely brought that in, Cancer, where you said, you know what, I don't have to stay out here in the cold. I don't deserve that. I can build a better future for myself. And so now, as you're sitting here in the present energy, here comes the Chariot, which is leading you to higher ground. This may also include higher education, learning something new, traveling and going somewhere else than you have been, which is a big deal, because for Cancer, y'all are very home-rooted, very into your home base, and so to actually pick up and move, it takes a lot of courage. It really does. But you feel the need to do it, because guess what's modifying this? Is that 9 of Cups. So it's like that wish fulfillment is out there. It's like, but I've got to move forward to go get it. It's not simple. So interior-wise, the subconscious, you're really struggling. There's some definite choices that you have to make on a more logical, not an emotional level. And honestly, that could be worrying you quite a bit, because here's that Devil. And the Devil is very Capricorn energy. Sometimes that can trigger that you've had workaholic tendencies, Cancer. Sometimes that's, it's obsessive thought. Things that aren't making you happy, things that are making you feel changed. So if you're having anxiety, that could definitely be showing up there. And a lot of it here on the top, here comes the consciousness. So this is very, very romantic. We have the 2 of Cups, and it's crossed by the Lovers. So this is pretty amazing. There is somebody that even if you're not with them right now, you're definitely in love with them. They're in love with you. There's definitely a soulmate, fated connection, and that's very much on your mind. I always feel that there's a choice that has to be made with the Lovers card too, because this is about decisions. It's about free will. It's about who we're with. This is Gemini energy, so it's a balancing energy as well, balancing 2 sides of ourselves. So always keep that in connection with yourself. But yes, Cancer, there is a lot of love. There is a lot of love. And so even if you're separated right now, or you haven't even met this person, it's very on your mind. Or maybe even you're feeling that somebody is coming in, if they haven't already. Because it's a very beautiful connection. You can't get a whole lot better than the Two of Cups and the Lovers when it comes to relationship. So going into the future, there you are. There's that Knight of Cups. This is definitely traveling and moving forward for a relationship, for something. Or this is someone coming in and saying, you know, Cancer, time to get moving, time to get going. I'm here to offer you my cup of love, and there it is. You gotta think about whether you're gonna take it or not. And this is you feeling stuck. This is you feeling like, can I really go forward? Can I really move? So let's see what comes up. Let's pull some more cards. Well, I think you definitely should move if you get the chance. If it comes to moving for love or for spiritual, emotional fulfillment, Cancer, this is absolutely telling you yes. Green light, fast forward movement. This is, you know, that Eight of Wands that's always moving. And guess what it's moving you forward to? A really, really great outcome. That Ace of Cups is all about ultimate spiritual, emotional fulfillment. And if it isn't romantic, typical romantic love, this is definitely a spiritual kind of love that transcends. You know, this is greater peace, greater stability, which we all need. And so coming in, the hopes and fears. You're afraid of deception. You're afraid it's too good to be true. But the modifier is coming in here, Ten of Cups, saying, no, it really is good. It really is. You know, so don't worry it too much, honestly. A lot of that comes from having been deceived in the past. A lot of that comes from being deceived in the past. So here coming up again, there's that moon. There's you. That's your energy. You know, and you, again, you have a lot of fear of being deceived. It's coming in big, both here and here. And yet, both times it's telling you, no, this is good energy. This is really positive. This is very fulfilling. Do your due diligence. You know, it's like if you have an intuition that someone's not being honest with you, then be communicative, Cancer. Don't let it just sit. Absolutely talk about it. Absolutely open it up. But what's coming in this reading, at least, and this may not apply to all Cancers, I always say use your own intuition, no matter what any reader says. But it's really kind of saying you have this fear. You have this fear of deception, or you have a fear of not seeing everything that you need to see, that something's hiding. So I want you to definitely use your own intuition, your own life experience, use your wisdom. You have that ability. That Empress comes up and says, honey, it doesn't matter even if you're hiding something from me. I'm the freaking Empress. I am strong. I am abundant. I am creative. I am powerful. And you're still not going to knock me off my axis. No way. But, you know, so the energy that's coming in here definitely is, you know, the outcome is just working at this one day at a time, you know. And in a way that's not very glamorous, but it's actually very balanced and stable, which is wonderful. And to me, that Six of Swords is always, you know, moving towards something, moving away from something that was either painful, hurtful, difficult situation, because they're moving away from that, from those rougher waters to still waters, taking the family with them. It's not all being left behind. So you are working at letting go of some of your mental anxiety, Cancer. I think that that's part of it. And, you know, this could be a situation where you're kind of learning to trust somebody again. But the love is there. This is a fabulous reading. Two of Cups, the Lovers, Ten of Cups, the Empress. Oh, the Ace of Cups, my goodness. You've got some really beautiful love coming in. Knight of Cups. I mean, it's all like, here you go, here you go, here you go. All right, so let's pull an Archangel Michael card just to give you some final advice for this month. Again, detachment situation, very interesting, because I believe Pisces had this as well. And so this is all about, you know, cutting out the drama, cutting out, you know, that emotional instability that you've been dealing with inside. So the prayer is, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear or drama, so that I may be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere within me and the situation. So cutting away the fear. Let go of the fear, Cancer. That's a big one. Love is big. It's coming to you, or it's already here. So you gotta open the door or not. Hope you have a wonderful August. I'll be back with full moon readings and other readings throughout the month. So I'll see you real soon. Take care.